People deluded, I'm back again. First things first, happy weekend. Hope you've all had a great week. Hope Saturday's been great for you lot. It's a gloomy day with the United Kingdom's concerned. I don't want to sound like bad vibes. I'm definitely not happy it's raining, but I am happy it's raining because we needed this. The temperature was unbearable. But away from that, hope you're doing well and safe. If you're new here, make sure you're subscribing, make sure you're smashing like buttons regardless. And to those of you that are members, moderators, long-term supporters, people that comment, as usual, big up yourselves, man. Appreciative. Now, I must admit, well, to be fair, for the last 2 weeks, we've probably been waiting for this Gyokeres thing. We all probably accepted by Arsenal standards during the week. We probably were going to see some movements, but not actually confirmation. And we definitely thought, I would say, by this weekend, with us about to go to Singapore, it's 10 to 2 p.m. in the United Kingdom. Actually, Arsenal are currently playing a behind closed doors friendly against Watford. You would have thought Gyokeres is going to be officially announced. Now, big up Mosquera. We'll get into that and all that stuff. We've been linked with Xavi Simons. Again, the quicker we get to 100 likes, people, and beyond, the quicker we get into that. Don't feel anywhere about offering your opinions. But yeah, man, I've still personally got faith Gyokeres. I actually think Gyokeres is done. I stand behind that. If I'm not no ITK or whatever, I just think it's done, if I'm honest with you. And I think it's quite funny in that maybe I'm an overthinker. Maybe I'm a conspiracy theorist. But, you know, again, we need to take a step back. Whatever we think about, even someone like Madueke and the petitions that certain people are doing, yeah, it's not that our opinions are irrelevant. But the point I'm making is, these are multi-million investments and business decisions. Now, if we jump forward to Mosquera, fair enough, 20 million in today's day and age, everyone isn't going to be like, oh my God, but 20 odd million business transaction. And we believe, like, mysteriously, coincidentally, by mistake, the picture was leaked, especially with, you know, us winning Gyokeres. Fair enough. I don't feel like there's any coincidences where it comes to football, man. So yeah, man said he's in the wind. I've seen people say it's a smoke screen. Charlie, you never know. Arsenal have done stranger things. I think Gyokeres is done, but you just never know. I'm just waiting because I genuinely think, like, if we don't see, I don't want to keep saying significant movements because it just feels like it's bonuses, isn't it, really, that the clubs are crying about on either side. But if it drags by like Monday, Tuesday or something of that ilk, then we're going to get linked with Ollie Watkins. I personally think early next week it'll be done because we have our first pre-season game on the Wednesday. I'm sure Mikel Arteta knows and the team know that you're going to be asked about Gyokeres, you're going to be asked about the new signings. And for me, again, I don't want to equate football to business, but realistically, every football fan in the country, regardless of if your team won the league, got relegated, had a crap season, you're happy the season's done, everybody's optimistic. Season tickets are getting renewed. Everybody's flying over everywhere. New merchandise and new kits coming out. Obviously, we've wanted a striker. Everybody's wanted Gyokeres. It makes sense to get him through the door, innit? Anyway, whatever number he's going to be. Number 9, number 14, number 37, I don't know. Shirts, innit? So, yeah, is what it is. It's always a saga. We don't do, unless it's dealing with Chelsea players, we never just wake up and we've signed someone. To be fair, I would say, to me anyways, I remember waking up and just seeing, oh, we're getting Timber, we're getting Fabio Vieira, but that's an exception rather than the rule. Declan Rice was kind of dragged out. I would actually say getting Martin Odegaard on a permanent was kind of dragged out. What else is there? Slightly, even looking all the way back, Gabriel Magalhaes, I know he's left, but Thomas Partey, Zubamendi, probably the best of examples. Gyokeres currently, slightly Mosquera. We don't just, think this is what we do. It's like a Netflix series, isn't it? It's longer than Breaking Bad or Game of Thrones. You're late, though. Lateness is greatness, as they say. Valera, allow me. I am late. I was late. I'll pay my late fee. But where I obviously effed up with the timing, my punctuality, I'm always here. I got 100% attendance where it comes to DG Nation. Appreciative to you lot. Just saw a clip where you said, welcome to Arsenal, DG for Gyokeres. Was that a joke? What clip? Because I got so many clips. I don't think I said it in them kind of words, but maybe it was AI. Where did I say that? Either way, welcome to Arsenal. Listen, I'm going to throw my neck on the line. I think Gyokeres is done. I'll be so honest. I feel Gyokeres is done, if I'm honest with you. Again, 100 likes. We go over everything. We see the latest kind of stuff. Boom, done deal for Viktor Gyokeres. He's now a deluded gunner. Big up DG. Gyokeres is running scared from wind. The dog. That's why he's late. Fair play, man. Fair play. It's definitely AI. No, seriously, where is that clip? That's one thing that's jarring about being a content creator, because people say I say things and I'm like 99.9% sure of things I say, but sometimes there might be something I'm like, oh, hang on, is this mind games? What's going on here? Maybe I did say that. You know, last year I did say double figures for the boys from Brazil for Arsenal. I got carried away, man. It's always a saga, up the conspiracy. I need to believe Gyokeres is done for my mental health. I'm at the point, like, I'll be real Arsenal fans. I want to win leagues. I want stars. I want all those things, but I'm just accepting of everything, you know. Like, I don't want to say I'm not defeated. I'm not standards FC and whatnot. It's just end of the day, I support the club. I'm happy to be here with you lot, whether we win stuff or whatever. What comes with life comes with it, innit? Like, I want to really win the Premier League next year. I'll be so real, man. Like, I was up last night, well, early hours of this morning, putting together some bits and pieces for my Dweke video, and I was just thinking, what if Liverpool's players take forever to gel? What if City buying all these players takes forever to gel? What if we focus on the things that were our shortcomings last season and we do our thing? Because for me, obviously, you can not win the league with 90 points. You can win it with a bit less, like shown with Liverpool. But I genuinely feel in today's day and age, give or take, you have to be stepping into the season targeting 90 to 100 points. We've seen what City and Liverpool have been doing. I think that's the ballpark kind of thing. I don't know how much wins, losses, draws, and all that stuff it equates to. But simply put, it does mean every game's a cup final. And it does mean you're a little bit more pissed off whenever we draw or drop points. Especially because I think we're our own best friends a lot of the time. And then I think we're our own worst enemies. Like, I genuinely believe this in the last 3 years. It's not to say Arsenal are the big bad bullies or take any away from Liverpool or City. But when I look at my team, before I can look around the corner and what these lot are doing, I think we've we've made it tougher than it needed to be. Obviously, 2022, 23, we didn't expect that. But you could look at the squad depth. You know, again, Saliba got injured. We went down the toilet. And even though everyone will probably focus on that little period towards the end of the season, there's probably other games where we could have, should have, and would have won. The 14 draws in the latest campaign. Last season as well, the season that we ran it to the last day of the season, there was that. Like, even if I look at, I don't know why, maybe it's on brand with Madueke, but the last 2 weeks, the last 2 seasons when we played Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, we've been messing about over 90 minutes. We probably should have won those games or shouldn't have drawn, should have got a bit more. Now, I know you can't be perfect for the whole season, but unfortunately, in today's day and age, you kind of have to. I never said Liverpool aren't better, you know. I didn't say Liverpool or City aren't better. I just feel we shoot ourselves in the foot. You look, and what best example, I look at Newcastle, obviously in the cup, but Newcastle away last season in the Premier League, West Ham at home in the Premier League. What else? Aston Villa is probably, do you know what? When it's all said and done, that draw against Aston Villa, of all the games, of all the 3-4 defeats we had in the 14 draws, the Aston Villa game where we're 2 goals up, that's the game that's going to be, that's probably pissed me off the most, if I'm honest, just because every game's difficult in the Premier League. 2-0 is a dangerous scoreline. And all of the other stuff, it's neither here nor there, but you get the point. I still want Eze. I must admit, yeah, I'm starting not to believe in the Eze thing. I'm starting not to believe it. Now, again, I do think we make a big song and dance about age, but unfortunately, there is an element of business in football, and we kind of know how our club operate. Now, from purely just quality and getting over the line and all that kind of stuff, Eze, Gyokeres, all of these guys that we've been linked with, some might even say, look, man, that's neither here nor there. It's great. But then when you deep it, yeah, it's a bit hypocritical because we did need to get some experience into the team. We lost Jorginho, we lost Partey. Obviously, Tierney was on the peripheral things, but he's gone. But then when you look around our team at the broader picture, yeah, Norgard's 31, and you look, no, people behave like these guys are pensioners, but Norgard's 31. Zubamendi isn't old. He's here for right now, but he's 26. Gyokeres will be 27. You know, who else is there? So what's that? Gyokeres, Zubamendi, Kepa, Norgard. These are experienced individuals. So I can see beyond everything, Madueke and resale value and longevity. So I am kind of pouring cold water for me, beyond the obvious, whether we can get a deal done with Crystal Palace on Eze, if I'm honest with you. Xavi Simons, I don't know. Now, no 2 negotiations are the same, but we've been putting the groundwork we did put the groundwork for 2 years, 18 months with Sesko. We did hear little rumors here and there that, you know, especially in January of this year, we didn't want to damage relations, quote unquote, with Leipzig. And ultimately we still didn't get the guy in it. So how far does that go in today's day and age? And as I said, no 2 negotiations are the same. But if they're acting up over Sesko and we're meant to have good relations, what are they going to do with Xavi Simons, where they spent a lot of money on the lad? Now we hear he wants to leave. They probably have to bring money in. I still think they'll sell Sesko to somewhere. He was linked with Arsenal, Chelsea, Man United, Newcastle, all these teams for the last 2 years. He'll rock up somewhere. Xavi Simons probably wants to force the boat out now. He is linked with Barcelona aggressively. I think every team, it's going to sound dumb, but Eze, Xavi Simons, Gyokeres, Sesko, obviously exaggeration, but is that every top team is interested in every one of these kind of players? Whether interest correlates to bids and talks is another thing. I do think we'd like Xavi Simons. I do think with Xavi Simons, pardon me, I think Eze's a lot more consistent than you. I think you're a bit flash in the pan at times. I think 10 games, I don't really know what I'm getting over 90 minutes as well, but there's a lot more upside and he's flexible and I'm on sign in a minute, but I just don't know, man. But I think the thing we see now is all of these top teams, all of these top players, sorry, the teams are not going to make it easy. So how far does this gentleman kumbaya stuff happen? To a degree, we just have to put down the bread. Out of all the players that are, oh, sorry, and going back to my point about like experience, you've still got Gabriel Jesus and players of that ilk on the books. But out of all the players that are surplus to requirements, who would you like to go? Slightly, all of them in it. Like, I'm not naive. We're not going to bring 10 in and 10 go out and all those things, but all of them in it. If you're surplus to requirements, you've got to bust out in it. Like, there's various levels. I wouldn't even say everyone that needs to leave is surplus to requirements because, you know, you could say, you could extend this to Trossard, but you could put Kivior, Martinelli, Odegaard, Kai Havertz, Gabriel Jesus in a kind of different box. Like, you're not untouchable, but we're not trying to force you through the door. Now, clearly, you've got the Reece Nelsons, the Fabio Vieiras, players of that ilk where it's especially with Nelson, because we all love him. Your days are numbered, to put it nicely, in it, essentially. So all of them need to cut in it. As much as I'm very sentimental, that to a degree, we ain't got time for sentiment. And that's extended to everybody at the football club. Big up yourself, Ryan. Any news about Gyokeres? Have we got 100 likes? That's what the streets need to know. No, unfortunately, we've got 47. I don't know, man. What's your thoughts on Trossard? I like him. I feel, especially if you go and get, well, Madueke's here, but if we just get Gyokeres through the door, maybe another attacker, I wouldn't mind Trossard in the squad. It's a long season. I don't want to be disrespectful to Trossard, but he kind of goes back into like the role he kind of gained, like a bit of a mini cult hero status at Arsenal. You're a super sub rotation option impactor, as Mikel Arteta calls it. But I do understand that his contract is running out. We do see conflicting news in relation to his contract 9 times out of 10. 20 million for someone with a year left on their deal. It makes sense, really. Like, it's all fun and games saying sell Martinelli, and I'm not necessarily against it as much as I like the guy, but who is gonna whatever the fee you think you're getting, whether that's 40, 50, 60, 70, whatever have you, he's on 190 grand a week. If you're Bayern or Barca and these teams that have been linked with him, with the form he's displayed in the last 2 years, you're not going to be running down Arsenal for that. And there's also equally full rumors that there could be unpopular sales and people like Martinelli. There's also rumors about renewals, man. Sell Martinelli is crazy, bro. Do you mean selling? Only if he's a sub and never starts. That's what we need to kind of get back to. We need to put players in the roles that they're able to fill. We take players that should be squad players and try and make them like players that are going to play 30 of the 38 games. And then we're kind of shocked that things happen. Berta loves throwing into other players to the mix to force clubs to sell. Simmons is a smokescreen for Eze, pushing Palace to come to the negotiating table. I hear that train of thought, but I think Palace have got to be at the negotiating table already. Like, honestly, I think Eze, I'm not going to say Eze won't want to stay because they're going to be playing in the Conference League / Europa League, depending on how that turns out. He's obviously a Palace lad and whatnot. But I think first thing, Eze is going to want to leave. Now, I'm not saying like he wants to sign for Arsenal. Arsenal's the only one. It's just this is the circle of life. In the same way Cristiano Ronaldo and Trent Alexander-Arnold at Man United and Liverpool respectively achieved everything. When Madrid come calling, it is what it is. And you could extend that to us one day with kind of Saliba. Naturally, in the same way, you know, Saliba's over there with all them French players on international duty and they're telling him about winning champs and prems and you want to smell of that. The same kind of could be said with the numerous players we've got in the England camp. That could be something. But I think naturally, and that extends to Eze, I think Eze wants to play in the Champions League, wants to fight for trophies, wants to take that next kind of step. And he might not have a better offer than this. Now, it will happen. And you know me, I'm not one that cries about the ages and that, but you're 27. It's dumb and it's obvious, but next year you're 28. You're not as attractive. You're not going to get as much money. You know, there could be 50 teams in for you. If these 50 teams can't get Eze, they're going to have to go and get someone else. So they might be a year from now, we like Eze, but we're not going to move heaven and earth to kind of sign you. So I think he would, I wouldn't say push for a move, but he probably is starting to think about that. He's got 2 years left on his deal. Next season, he's going to have a year left. They can forget about the release clause next summer. And then obviously there's the prospect of him running down his contract, which again, you never know what could happen, but it wouldn't really make sense. Madueke 47 is called. Calling him Maduak, that man. Zubi never plays balls like that. Huh? You're gonna be shocked with what Zubimendi does for this club. Nelson Trossard plus 35 mil for Eze. What do you think? If they're on taking that, do that tomorrow. But if you're Palace, I'll be real. I just want my bread. I hear it. Trossard, you know, you'll be a good player for Palace, can help them. Nelson, South London lad, I hear it. But I just want my 60 odd million quid because they have to know. I don't know who the Eze replacement is, but they have to know this kind of stuff. It's like us long term. We know Saliba's going to cut. We need to be thinking who the long term centre back is. So Palace have to know who that attacker is, and they've got a good track record. Bought Elise for like 8 odd million quid, made how much profit they ever did when they sold him to Bayern. Eze, they're going to make a handsome profit. Adam Walton, when the time comes, there's money to be made. Gurhey, if he leaves this summer, there's money to be made, and there's probably some others. So yeah, if they're on that, why not, man? Why not? Need a DG FPL league. We do have one. I think the Premier League website is updating and whatnot, but we do have one. We've had that for the last couple of years. You know, before the season starts, I normally post it and put it in the chat. A lot of you are in it already. I just have to hit all of us just have to hit the renew button. I think they're making change to the FPL because I saw something about like they're changing how defenders get points as well, which is jarring. People hit the likes, you bunch of frauds. Love Arsenal, hate the ops. Amen, my guy. Do you see Zubi having an impact on how Odegaard plays next season? He's excellent at collecting the ball from deep and playing wonderful passes. I hope Odegaard plays further forward as 2022-23. Yeah, indirectly though, because good players always want to play with good players, and naturally, you're right. You know, obviously there'll be times where Zubamendi and our whole team will start dropping deep, but if you've got that guy that can break lines and receive it off the centre half, naturally Odegaard's still gonna have to drop deep, but you don't have to drop as deep. And to be fair, even though I think that was a consequence of how we've been set up, to a degree, they might have been told to do that. Like Odegaard's role in that team is very complicated. You still got to create. You got to at times get the ball off the centre halves. You got to press. To be honest, there's not a role in this Arsenal team that I don't feel isn't complicated. Sorry, you know, the left hand side when like the Martinelli's in the Saka roles, midfield where you got to stand when someone else is there. That inverted role, striker's a difficult job under Mikel Arteta as well because you still want your striker to score goals, but your first line of defense, you got to press, you got to drop deep, you got to bring others into play. You've almost got to be a sacrificial lamb to allow the wingers to benefit, elements of wide play. And even that, man, with Madueke, and maybe when we do confirm Gyokeres pulling out to the left-hand side and if Zubamendi's on the right or the left will rise, I like that because we need to not be lopsided next season. I'm not saying even if we were fairly even on either side, any side that Saka plays on, that's going to be our dangerous side. But there's quite a golfing class. To be honest, that's been something of the last few years at the Emirates, if I'm completely honest, beyond Arteta. Because there was a time, remember when Kolasinac, just a long time ago, when he was our first choice left back, we was left hand side FC, man. So yeah, man, it is what it is. I think Odegaard needs competition in the 8 and 10 position. Young Nathan is not there yet. Nathan, big up DG. I don't see Arsenal signing 2 more players, especially if they're going to cost 130 combined. I hope we're shocked, but I'll be amazed, man. Not only Gyokeres, we're ourselves. We need to move out a couple. Humberto, we trust. I think with Nwaneri, there's just 2 things that he really needs to improve. Like, if I'm honest with you, and it's not really anything to do with Nwaneri. I expect it of a 17, 18-year-old. Obviously, off the ball. You know, you got to do all of that stuff off the ball that's demanded in that Odegaard role. So use preseason to get up to speed with that. Obviously, I think physically needs to get up a bit. But again, he's a young man. That's going to happen. And then ultimately, when you get your chance, take it, man. Take it. But you are right. But then again, if I look at what I think is Odegaard's competition at this moment in time, you've got Nwaneri, in which, unless Arteta at this moment in time is just, you know, when sometimes a manager puts his hat on a player and just says, you know what, you've got 5-10 games, show me something. You know, I'm going to give you 5-10 games. Don't worry about your performance. Just at the end of those 5-10 games, don't let me down. Clearly, Odegaard's going to play 9 times out of 10 ahead of him. Then you're probably looking at Kai Havertz on paper, if I'm honest with you. Yeah, we could talk about maybe Eze and Rodrigo, because they could both play in that role that Odegaard occupies, but neither players though here. Be difficult to get one, let alone both, man. People think Zubi is part A, he controls midfield, like I said. But you're going to be shocked with Zubamendi, man. He's going to change our worlds. But if Elise and Eze come through the championship, we should be looking to recruit from there in the future. I think there's players everywhere. You can go to emerging markets, South America and whatnot. You know, you take on a chance on these players before they, you know, like at Isaac, like he's clearly always been talented. He was at Sociedad. He was making movements. Newcastle took a chance on him. Bruno Gomares was at Lyon. We should have went and done that. But like the championship, look at Palace. Walton, Blackburn, how much did they spend? How much is he going to be now? Elise and Eze, as you just said there. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see, man. If they do that, they're more crazy than us. No team worse than doing deals than Arsenal. I mean, we're not the best, but we're definitely not the worst. Come on, man. We don't need to exaggerate, folks. We need Eze, but I'm really sick of sporting thing. Glock 9 may So maybe we'll find someone else. I think we'll get it done. I understand the frustrations naturally, but we need to tranquilo. To respond to my statement earlier, I think our defense is second to Liverpool and our midfield is top 5 and our attack is top 3. Defense, cool, where we can mix with the best of them. Midfield, if everything's on song, I think we're quality. Last year we was, obviously we need Odegaard to get back to what he's doing. Rice, keep doing what you're doing. We actually haven't seen Zubimendi kick a ball for us, but we hope he does that. Attack though, nah, I wouldn't say we're top 3 attack. I'll be real, man. We've got some great individuals, Saka and Glock 9 when he arrives, but collective bunch, like our strongest front 3 at this moment in time, give or take, you might say Trossard, but Martinelli, Saka, Havertz, Marino, whoever you say is our front 3, because we cannot talk about Eze, Rodrigo, Gyokeres. We've been linked with Xavi Simons. These men don't play for Arsenal. Saka can hang with the best of them, but really, I think Newcastle got a better front 3 than us. Liverpool defo have. I think City have. Yeah, I think on paper, maybe even United, maybe on paper. I'm not talking about Xerxes and all them joke, man, but Mbuemo's a big sign, and I like Cunha. And we need that, man. Goals win games. We need this, man. With Zubi in the 6, Martinelli going to cook next season. Not so right-sided like Partey. Will play early balls over the top. Unlock Martinelli. He can cook in the right circumstances. I hear you, but I'll be real. When it comes to Martinelli, I'm past the point now of... These are all valid claims, but I'm past the whole... You need the left back to do this, the midfielder, the striker. You're going to get unlock yourself, bro. You need to unlock yourself now. Like, them things for me, they were valid a few years ago. There's still some validity in that because that's afforded to every player, but you need to unlock yourself, my guy. Big up DG. Do you reckon Victor is still coming or not? I reckon we will, man. Trust the process. I'm turning into one of them now. They said a 250 mil net spend, yeah. So maybe we don't need to sell to bring in Eze. I don't think we need to sell to do anything in terms of like, we're not going to be in any trouble with UEFA and PSL. I just think that's how we want to govern. I think we internally want to kind of clear ranks in terms of the wages and all those kind of things. Is it possible that we do a combined 11 between Arsenal and other top 4 teams, please, so we can see where we think how far we are for next season? Combined 11. You know what? I'll hear me. Let me see the Premier League title, Premier League table from last season. I don't think it's like that, but top 4. No. And let me do off the top of my head. And as you said that, I know my front 3, but it's not going to make sense. What is this? Just show me the table from last season. 2024-25 Premier League table. Smash the like button, people. Show me the table. Okay, top 4. So that's... Might as well share my screen for no reason, if I'm honest. Top 4. So that is Liverpool, Arsenal, City, Chelsea. Top 4. I'm combined 11 of these 4 teams. Alisson in goal. Fuck it. Timber, Miles, Lewis, Skelly. Fact, let me not cheat, man. Lewis, Skelly, Timber. In fact, nah. You know what? Let's not try and show the Arsenal bias. Alisson, Gabriel Magalhaes, Van Dijk, Trent, Lewis, Skelly. That takes us to midfield now. Rice, Caicedo. No. Rodri, I know he still plays for them. Rodri, Rice, Cole Palmer. Saka go left wing for me. It's going to sound mad. Saka go left wing for me. Salah go right wing for me. Haaland go through the middle. So, yeah, that's it for now. There's no rights and wrongs there, man. Good question, though. Raya Golden Glove. Bun that Ryan goal. I hear that. Of course, Declan Rice, bro. Of course, you could have some respect on my dude. One of the best centre mids in the world, let alone the Premier League. You saw what he did against Real Madrid. Don't shoot me. These are facts. We all did. You lot, big up you lot replying to the trolls, man. 300 people watching, but 86 likes. Hit the like button, people. Jamie, get onto them. DG got to pick a formation first and foremost. 4-2-3-1. Don't need to sell for Eze. Anything beyond that, Defo needs some sales. I don't even think we need to. I just think we want to sell because logically speaking, like, bro, like there's a lot of players that are on wages that they really, not that they shouldn't be, but like from a business point of view, they shouldn't be really, and not all of them can be moved on. I feel that was the case last season. We tried. I think the club are gutted, obviously for obvious reasons, with Gabriel Jesus being injured. But I think they're primarily gutted because you can't shift him on, and it would have been interesting to see what happens there. Our attack is the same. We are weaker in midfield. I don't think so. We're weaker in midfield. I'll be real. I think it's more sideways or anything. Maybe my bias towards Zubimendi showing, but I think that our attack is the same on paper right now. I agree with that. Our defense ain't really seen no movements there, but I hear it. Odegaard's got to unlock himself, man. Check Romano, he confirmed. I will do that in a bit, man. What did Romano confirm, mate? Nah. Let's see, man. Let's see what Romano said. Well, you lot can't see, but you get the point. Fabrizio Romano. Chatting shit, man. He ain't said nothing. One love for the super chat, my dude. Can Gyokeres score 20 plus goals? Remember Wood 20 plus goals. We need that. A bad season from Gyokeres. I need you to walk away from that Premier League campaign with 15 plus. And a good season is 20 plus. Big up yourself, 2-3, for being a member for 55 months. Crazy, bro. Who drops out the match day squad because only 22 for the match day we have? Well, we don't know our full team yet, but Zinchenko, I wouldn't expect you to see you on the bench if you stay. My hot take is I'm starting to believe, I still believe Zinny will go, but a part of me thinks, I think the club will want a left back. I don't think they're going to spend 40, 50 million on Hato who can play centre-half / left back. So I think that Zinny might just get to run down his deal, man. Big up yourself, Dan. From watching Xavi, he tends to drift more to the right side. So is that Arsenal saying Noni will be left and Xavi will be fighting for Odegaard's position? I think where you look at the youth that we've been linked with Monaco, who's at Monaco, Eze, and obviously, as you just mentioned, Xavi Simons, they're all very different players, but they could all play all about. Like, they all kind of plug in and play in all the positions. So I think maybe that's like a versatile attacker is something we're trying to go down to. But it's a good point you just made there, man. I just have to keep myself motivated because Arsenal is on the verge of making me sick. It's a matter of when and not if. He will soon be part of the family. Tell them again, man. What's good, DG? We got the here we go on Mosquera yet. I'm asking the true ITK, not Fabrizio Romano. Hey, allow me. But from the leaking him in the Arsenal shirt, great stuff, man. Seems like there's some paperwork. That's the only thing. And you'd imagine he's on the plane. I mean, would he be on the plane without Arsenal announcing it? Maybe. Because when we actually saw proper confirmation with Declan Rice, wasn't it a live stream and they were training and it just panned to him? Microwave error. Fans need to be patient. Portugal reporters saying he's in Sweden waiting for the green light. I mean, I would have loved him on the plane, but the quicker you have your medical chartered flight, you can link us in Singapore and Hong Kong or wherever we're going to be first. Rashford to Barcelona. Shout out to him, man. What a move. What a move for him. Magical club, man. Do you believe we can get Gyokeres? Yep. Bring Eze home. 100%. Gyokeres deal not happening. Have some faith, man. Eze is proven and will fit into the system nicely. Surely, let's just bring him back home. Jay, I echo that. DG, please let Arsenal just forget Leipzig players and focus on the Eze deal. Big up Kieran. I hear all of that, yeah, but we need to slow down a bit because we actually haven't seen anything about bids, anything about club-to-club negotiations with Crystal Palace and Arsenal. At best, we've heard Arsenal like him. Eze would be on it. We've spoken to his advisors. That's it. So as much as I want Eze and whatnot, it's not like the Gyokeres thing where I can get the frustration where there's evident dialogue and it seems like we just need to dot one I and cross one T and he's over the line type of thing, if that makes sense. We pass the goal, continue smashing the likes. What's even the point if Martinelli is starting left wing next season? Is he, though? Is Noni Madueke going to start over Martinelli at this moment in time, or is Martinelli going to start ahead of him? They're being confidential with the announcements. I would love to see Rodrigo in the left and Eze. I'd love both, man. We need both realistically, or if not the players specifically, the profile. We could do with someone that can do what Eze does. We could do with Rodrigo. Can actually do with someone of the skill set of Madueke. I think, someone's arguing with me. And can I ask you lot something? Yeah, there's someone in one of my, because I bring out their videos. There's somebody trying to convince me that Madueke is a level raiser, and I don't mean that in a disingenuous way. I hope it's a masterstroke and things. He is telling me, they're in my comments on one of the vids, they're telling me that he is a level raiser because he has skills that we don't have. I don't think that. I think if anything, that means there's been a skill shortage and he plugs a gap in that regards. And when you break it down, I like the fact he likes to take on his man. He said it himself. We see it. It's almost a rarity that you see inside forwards, to be fair, that want to take on their man or their fullback consistently. You've got that. And they're very different. Maybe I'm naive and I'm not here to do like, at the end of the day, Martinelli and Madueke both play for Arsenal. But it's not like Madueke. I don't think we're missing those qualities necessarily, because everything I think you could be inferior, and I'm on that. Martinelli's got it. You're not a level raiser. At this moment in time, you're not. On July the 19th, you can't say that's a level raiser. I think, assuming Gyokeres comes in and Zubimendi, and even Zubimendi, you lot could point towards Partey last season. I personally believe that's a level raiser. Gyokeres is evident. Like, you're better than the strikers we've got. Obviously, in my opinion, Zubimendi, you lift the team, if I'm completely honest with you. If you signed Rodrigo, you're better than any left winger we've got. Eze, it's a serious statement. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think people are forcing. Martinelli way better. Madueke is an extra member on the bench. He doesn't anything apart from his own salary. DG, which big money sale would you like to see this summer? Big money sale from us? No one really, if I'm honest. But in the next 12 months, I'll be keen to see what the future is going to look like for Gabriel Jesus, for obvious reasons. Kai Havertz, for what, could happen there. I would actually say Odegaard, mainly. It's a form thing with Odegaard because you are on big money. Have I said Martinelli? I think so. Yeah, I'd say them, man. Nelly and Madueke are quite different. Very different, but you both like to take on your fullbacks. You both can run a lot, run very fast and eat up ground in that regard. So I think you're kind of similar. I'm not here to I'm not, as I said, the debate wasn't Madueke or Martinelli. It's just people telling me Madueke is a level raiser. I don't think you are. You've raised the floor. We like the potential. We hope you realize it, but I don't think you are. You can't tell me that's a level raiser, because that means you're on the same, not in terms of ability, but you're on the same level as if you bring in Gyokeres, Rodrigo, Eze, this one, that one. I don't think you are. Like, I can see evidently, like when we got Rice, evidently you can see what that's going to mean for us. Jesus, Martinelli, Trossard out, cash it in. Yeah, I went there. Jesus is injured though. Who's buying him? Arsenal players all say Nelly's a 1v1 bit. Nelly, Madueke as well, but like, let's cut the crap. Like, I'm not here to gas Martinelli. Martinelli's got to be annoying to play against. He never stops running. Anyone that's played Sunday League, you hate wingers that always want to take you on, always looking to do all of that kind of stuff. I think Arsenal are worried about Saka injury. It's got to be something. Martinelli can't do what Madueke does, respectfully. But what do you mean? They can both take on their fullbacks. They can both hug the touchline. They can both take on their men. I think Madueke is a bit... He can slow down and think a lot more than Martinelli. Martinelli seems to do things at 100 miles per hour. But if we're not nitpicking, they're very different, but they're kind of similar in that regards. See how Liverpool replaced both fullbacks at once? You have to sort your squad out at once. We might have had a striker issue last year, but if we don't address left wing, nothing will change. I mean, our gaffer said goosebumps. There you have it. I never said Madueke isn't going to cook, I hope he does. I'm not going to blindly say you're going to cook. I never said he's not going to be good for us. I just said I don't think you're a level raiser. I don't see anything wrong with that. You can't, because there's all ifs and buts around it. Zinchenko is the Partey replacement. Boy. DG starting 11 after all the signings, Verts, Gyokeres, etc. Have to see all the signings to do that, man. I don't think it got leaked. It did get leaked, but I don't think it got leaked, bro. Like, you know how clubs like to keep things very hush. They dropped that on purpose, man. Things are not looking good. Gyokeres taking so long. Mosquera paperwork issues. Things are not moving nicely. Chill, man, chill. He was checking passports against Madrid. Sell the donkey Havertz. Invest in Marty stocks. World Cup Nelly, different source. Martinelli's IQ is horrible, bro. That's why I'm saying, for me, I'm not on this unlocking stuff and all of that. Like, I have to accept you for what you are until you behave different. You defend well, you attack well, you got good attitude, you're very positive. But like, ironically, like what we're gonna have to see with Madueke when it's all said and done, we need numbers in it. We need numbers. We need goals and assists. Pass, we need to pass. Shoot when you need to shoot. And it's annoying with Martinelli, because Martinelli, if there's 3 actions that will result in a goal. So let's just say I'm playing out wide. I don't know. Odegaard's got the ball. I'm Martinelli. I'm left-hand side. I know he can see the run I'm about to make. I know he's got the ability to play that. I know there's an intention from him to play that pass in behind defense. So that's the first action. I've clocked it. I've made a dummy run and I've ran. I've ran in behind now. I've beat the offside track. That, and he struggles to stay onside, but you get the point. That's the first action. The next action is depending on where that ball's been played. Do I need to touch it with my right foot, my left foot? Do I need to go inside? Do I need to go outside? Them kind of things there. Now I'm in the box. But this is now the third. So that's the second action. Now the third action. Is it a better option to pass? Is it a better option to shoot? If I do need to finish, do I go near post? Do I go far post? You get where I'm going. I think 9 times out of 10, he picks the wrong option with that. So this is why, for me, Martinelli, it's a squad player thing because we're going to need players. How can he assist without a decent striker? Come on, man. Come on. Let's stop being silly. Because Trossard's found a way to do it. Yes, DG, you got the channel XP points. What do you mean by that? That's why Rodrigo is so important. We need that inevitability in the box. But is Rodrigo really inevitability? Madueke is one of the best 1v1 wingers we have. His stats are fine, but his end product is poor. Hope he patterns it. And that's it. I do think there's something there's a tune we can get out of Madueke. But at the end of the day, that's all ifs and buts. If we want to win the league, we need to know what we're getting. Madueke, put your best foot forward. Arteta, you spent 50 million on this. Make it happen. Simple as that for me. Just make it happen. But yeah, people, keep your thoughts coming. Pardon me. You only get them for YouTubers who engage with comments a lot. Check their live chat. Swear XP point. Oh, that's what that is. I've been wondering on YouTube what the hell this has been. Right, there's leaderboards in that. Who's got the most? Okay, someone's got 125. Kieran's got 100. Wow, that's what YouTube does. Big up you lot. Flipping hell, YouTube. I didn't even know about that. Say wallahi, Gyokeres still ain't landed. Don't worry, man. Shh. Like you were going to get a tune out of Sterling. And this is where, as I said, I got jokes, Danny. Yeah, you got jokes, haven't you? Arteta, you've hung your hat on that. You've hung your hat on that. You have to make it work, bro. Madueke deserves all the support. You deserve fair praise and fair criticism. You're here now. There's no point crying. You got to make that work. Because, again, we are just armchair experts. You're the one with the away for badges that's worked with Pep, that's doing this thing at Arsenal, that is a professional manager. It's not that we can't have an opinion, but you know more than us. Make it work. Make it work. Because if it goes left with Madueke, like you've got another player that isn't bad, but you don't know what you're going to get. You can help out across a long season, but at this moment in time, I don't know what positively or negatively. I don't know what Madueke is going to do in an Arsenal shirt. Martinelli, we've been discussing him. Trossard, we've been discussing him. Kai Havertz, we've been discussing him. These lot will go through the motions and have good or bad periods. Saka is the only person that somebody said it. I guess, yeah, that's a great way of putting it. In the attacking ranks right now, Bukayo Saka is the only one that has an air of inevitability that you know is going to make the difference for us. In the same way Haaland's doing that for City, Salah's doing that for Liverpool, Cole Palmer probably with Chelsea, the clutch team. We need a couple more of them, especially in the attacking. Cool, I hope Madueke works, but I didn't really want gambles in the attacking third because I think that's our weakest collective unit, if that makes sense. I think we know what our defense is going to do. Midfield, we know what they can do. Up front, they're not bad players, but it's a bit like we know we're going to score goals. We don't know who's going to score goals, and then on a consistent basis. And it's a bit weird because I've always said with Martinelli and Trossard, yeah, you wish you could just merge both players together. Martinelli's a problem in itself. At this point, Martinelli ain't seen improvement, innit? DG, do you honestly think Madueke is trash, really? P, I don't know what's being said here, but nobody has heard me call Madueke trash. I'm not going to act like you're the Messiah, you're mad great for us, and, you know, I don't think he's as horrible as people have made out. And this, you know what, until this Madueke video on my channel drops, this is the last time I'm going to say this. I don't think he's as bad as people make out. Obviously, buying people from Chelsea, can't really see evidently how it improves R11. I understand all those talking points. He does have potential, but you've got unrealized potential. Potential is nothing unless you realize it. I feel our collective attacking bunch, Bukayo Saka, who I've just said is inevitable, it's a mixed bag of tricks. So for me, I need to know what I'm getting from attackers if we want to win games and win the league and if we want to win the champs. I don't think he's trash. I definitely don't think he's trash. You can definitely deputize for Bukayo Saka off the right, whether you're able to do that. Off the left, haven't seen you play that on a consistent basis. Depending on where you read, you see everything from 7 to 12 games. I am not going to sit here and people that were probably slagging off Madueke when he's at Chelsea. Now I'm going to act like this is some master stroke or whatever. There's unrealized potential. Okay, Madueke, I was not a fan of the petitions and all of that jazz. You signed for us, Arteta. I think we needed more sure bets. It's your money. Well, the club have given you money to spend as you see fit. The club reckon they've got a great deal. Go and make it work. That's it. We don't know how it's going to work. At worst, you hope it, best case scenario, he locks down left wing. Worst case scenario, you hope it's a competent rotationary piece, impactor guy that can occasionally stop. I don't know how more crystal clear I can be. You lot have not heard me say Madueke is trash. Didn't want Donny. He's here now. You get support. Simple as that. Are we cool now? Bro, Madueke is not garbage, but we need sure bets, man. They should be careful with Xavi. His agent is Darren Dean. At his peak, Xavi would be sold to Barca the same way Darren Dean sold Fabregas, Omri, Song to Barca. Don't sign Xavi for the benefit of Dean. Okay? Smash their likes. Madueke is going to have to be good enough. And even that, when people are running this, Madueke is an improvement on Sterling. Of course, he's better than Sterling, but Sterling was on the peripheral. Like, bro, it's an idiot thing. Doesn't make sense. Like, we're finding positives where there's none. I know the club have made a big case of talking about stats and metrics and cool with scouting Madueke. If there's some underlying metrics and, the ball, I would say for me, just from doing research, the ball carrying abilities and the progressive runs and all of that. When I've accepted this, them things attract me. But the only numbers that matter with Madueke, beyond the obvious, or any attacker or attackers that arrive, are you getting goals and assists? Simple as that. Are you getting goals and assists? It's really as simple as that. Because if your name is not Bukayo Saka, and if we cut the crap, if your name is not Kai Havertz, who say what you want about the guy, has scored a lot of goals more than some of his attacking colleagues, you're in trouble. I want to know what I'm getting from, man. So yeah, I hope that it is what it is. DG, probably people disputing my saying that Nelly is better than Madueke, but it's a mixed bag. Big up views for the raid. How much league points are you expecting next season, DG, if we sign Mosquera, Gyokeres, Eze, Madueke? I mean, if you want to win a Premier League, give or take, without a ball being kicked and how it plays out and how, obviously it's dictated by how many wins, draws and losses everyone's got. Based on what I've seen City do for the last few years, based on what I've seen Liverpool do and the year they had 90 points and didn't win it, you need to be looking at 90 to 100 points. You might be able to win a league with 80. You might be able to do it with the latter 70s. You might need 90 to win it. You might get 90 and not win it. You might have 100 points. You need to be looking to 90 to 100 points. Realistically, more on the 90 side than 100. I can't see us getting 100 points. I don't think we've got that in us. Madueke is only a talking point because people think it's blocking other deals. Eze and Gyokeres confirmed the windows of success. I hear that. And that's a good point as well. Because I think they wanted Madueke either way. But naturally, people are going to say, I don't know if we're saying we've got 50 million for Eze and they're saying we'll give you him for 60 and there's a discrepancy with that 10 million, rightly so, people are going to say you found 50 million to spend on Madueke. If you didn't spend that, you could have done things. Improvement on Sterling is like saying improvement on nothing, which is for 50 mils questionable. Nothing is better than Sterling, and Sterling deal was better because we could have sent his ass back. Overdoing it a bit, but the Sterling thing is dead. That is true, DG. I can't argue with the potential thing. He wasn't on my radar, but after looking at him, I think he's decent potential to be very good, but he's got to prove it, of course. And that's it. Like, you're a good comrade to have, but I just feel if we're trying to step into being a team that wins stuff, bro, I need to be, Gyokeres is getting 20 goals. Saka is doing this. The left wing is doing this. Madueke, Martinelli, Merino, Kai Havertz, Strosser. You lot are chipping in with X amount. Set pieces means couple unlikely heroes. Don't get twisted. Rice, can you keep chipping in with goals? Odegaard, you defo need to chip in with goals next year. And you get where I'm going with it. We need different ways, man. Eze and Simons ain't a debate. On Murta TV. What are you doing here? I swear you don't like me. I remember it's all love, but I'm sure you was hating in the comments. I feel there's a wolf in sheep's clothing here, guys and girls. Fact that at some point next season, we're going to have to watch a front three of Nelly, Havertz, Madueke is sending shivers down my spine. Don't know what you're going to get. I want you to give me the positives on Madueke in your personal opinion. He's man them, innit? He's man them. He signed for Arsenal. I think you're a good ball carrier. I think you could be good on the transition, but then it wouldn't even be Madueke's fault. As much as I think you're good on the counter attack and things, I think coaching wise, Arteta needs to change us a bit in that regards because we move it too slow. I like the fact that you like to take your man on. Obviously, I'm sure you're here with a point to prove. I'm sure you haven't realized your potential. That's probably about it. I don't think you're a bad player. You're just not an uplifting player, but I do think people will calm down a bit if you do rock up with an Eze or a next left winger or whatever. if you only have Madueke, Gyokeres, if Madueke and Gyokeres is where it stops, I hope everything comes together next season. That's the best way I can put it. I hope everything comes back together. It has to, because you know what we need to do next season. So yeah. But yeah, let me share my screen with you lot and let's see what's going on in the news, people. Arsenal are not, well, we knew this anyways, but Arsenal are not expected to finalise a deal for Viktor Gyokeres before the squad leave for their Asia pre-season tour, which it doesn't seem to be the case. Ben Jacobs, who has, in my opinion, gained a lot more credibility this period. Arsenal now close to a full agreement with Sporting for Viktor Gyokeres. Hope is for a breakthrough over the weekend with a small portion of add-ons still under discussion and Gyokeres waiting for permission to undergo a medical. 63.5 million euros plus 10 million euros package broadly agreed. Only small details left. Okay, Sporting, everybody, let's stop being childish. Arsenal, Berta, we flexed our muscles. Sporting, you flexed your muscles. Gyokeres, you flexed your muscles. Yeah, now let's get to an agreement. You lot continue your life without Gyokeres. We continue our life with Gyokeres and we can move on to do whatever else we need to do. Enough's enough now, guys. Yeah, enough's enough now. Let's just get this done. Gyokeres could still join the squad who play friendlies against AC Milan on Wednesday, followed by Newcastle United on Sunday, both in Singapore, and Tottenham Hotspur in Hong Kong on a week on Thursday. So, yeah, you can still link up, but we want to see this done. There's been some rumors that he broke up with his missus. Apparently, the striker's relationship with actress Ines Igel is solid, and the two are now preparing to build a house in a certain area. She saw you as serious and she realized it's a meal ticket. See, Gyokeres, you're a good tactician, my boy. Big up Igal, but Igal's moving mad. Like, this is, you know what? Arsenal fans are funny. I've seen us become accountants, private investigators, tracking planes and moving and whatnot. Now you got people becoming stockbrokers. Sporting are a publicly traded club on the stock exchange. This could be why the Gyokeres news has gone quiet. Big up Miguel, but at this point, he just got to be doing this, just doing this for the sake of doing it. Like, he's a madman. But yeah, during the week, we would have seen Gyokeres is furious with Sporting for stalling his move to Arsenal. Apparently, he hates them. He even had his relatives clear out his house in Portugal in the week to force through such a move. Now, again, we've gone over what is apparently the breakdown of what's delaying this deal, which is the bonuses. The first 40 games, so the first set of 20 and the second set of 20 games he plays, they want 2.5 million euros each. We get Champions League football, they want the next 2.5 euros. If he plays 20 games in his second season, they want another 2.5 euros, people. So there you have it. Apparently, they've got their replacement lined up, and the longer that Sporting take the, pardon my language, the piss over this Gyokeres stuff, the more it's going to affect them getting a replacement, because apparently the Almeria president, João Gonçalves, has warned Sporting they are willing to sell striker Luis Suarez elsewhere as negotiations with Arsenal ramble on for Gyokeres. Apparently, Sporting view the ex-Watford frontman who got 31 goals in 43 appearances last season as the perfect Gyokeres replacement. Sunderland and Burnley are monitoring the situation. Sporting are only willing to proceed with a deal for Suarez once they have finalised the sale of Gyokeres to Arsenal, which is yet to have been ratified due to a difference of opinion over the add-ons. Now, in the same way we've probably told Gyokeres, don't worry, it's going to happen, they've probably told this Almeria lad, calm down, it's going to happen. But at some point, things are going to need to move. This is just clickbait for Arsenal fanatics. Amen. Big up the New Yorkers. DG, why are Sporting doing it if their life depends on Gyokeres? Because they believe they can get the deal done in it on their terms. Rare property experts, bro. Like, it's mad. Like, it's mad. Like, do people not ever stop and think, like, yeah, this might make sense, but like, bro, come on. Apparently, people, yeah. So that's being said there. So the Almeria chief is getting peed off with maybe Sporting delaying because he wants to sell them the striker. Can kind of continuing on with that. It makes sense to point out that Luis Suarez missed training the day after the removal company had gone to Gyokeres' house. Are these coincidences? I don't think there are any coincidences in these things. Do you? So everyone understands what's going on and that we're getting closer and closer to making Gyokeres' transfer official. And now things are starting to align and they have to go like this in tandem. I believe that when Gyokeres is announced as an Arsenal player, a few hours later or the next day, the player Luis Suarez will be traveling to Portugal to do a medical and sign his contract with Sporting. Xavi Simons we've been linked with him before, but it's kind of re-emerged. There's been rumours Barcelona have held talks with him. Don't know how far that goes, especially with the Rashford stuff. Romano said Chelsea and Arsenal among clubs attentive to Xavi Simons' situation this summer. You lot having him, or would you rather Eze? Or do we need both? He's prepared to leave Leipzig as revealed since May, and Premier League top clubs are informed. No bids or talks yet. Nothing concrete with Barca so far. Continuing that, Ben Jacobs has said both Arsenal and Chelsea have this lad on their radar. As reported last month, there's been no bids. Simmons keen on a Premier League move and to leave this summer. Leipzig paid 50 million euros plus 30 million euros, but not all add-ons triggered since he left PSG. 65 million euros plus add-ons is understood to be a realistic ballpark. So what's 65 odd million euros? That's about 50ish latter stages of 50 odd million. And again, there's also the caveat of sell-on clauses and all those kind of things. But if we don't overcomplicate it, that's potentially cheaper. If these words are gospel, that's potentially cheaper than getting Eze. So Xavi Simons suitors, which include Arsenal, hope to agree a fee worth 56 million for the Dutchman. However, any deal will likely see RB Leipzig demand add-ons while also boasting a sell-on clause naturally, because if he hits the ground running and realizes potential, you know how the football thing works. Can we get to 200 likes, people? We got 167. Arsenal remain focused on signing Eze. For the Gunners, they will likely only bring in one of Eze or Simmons if Martinelli and Trossard both stay in North London. Should one of those go, Mikel Arteta's side could look at signing them both. Wait, well, I don't think both go. Arsenal remain focused on the signing of Eze. For the Gunners, they will likely only bring in one of Eze or Simmons if Martinelli and Trossard both stay in North London. So we're looking to bring in one regardless? Okay, the way I read that, I thought maybe we're not actually onto either one unless somebody leaves. I'm not too sure. I'm tired of hearing about Rodrigo, but for you lot, sources with connections to the agents industry have informed court side Rodrigo looks increasingly likely to leave Real Madrid this summer. Interested clubs are unlikely to go near his 100 million euros asking price, but Arsenal could test the waters with 80 million euros offer. Real Madrid want more than 100 million euros for Rodrigo. It could be reduced, but this is the starting of the negotiations. That is what Romano has said. Negotiations have already started between Real Madrid and Rodrigo to decide his future. More talks are to follow. Apparently, some reports have actually said Arsenal have abandoned their pursuit of Rodrigo, people. And apparently, leaving Real Madrid will not be easy for him. He loves the club. It's really difficult for him to say goodbye. There'll be more than one conversation with the club to discuss the situation. Real Madrid will let him decide whatever he wants. I've covered this already, but Arsenal apparently are actively monitoring Mainz forward Nelson Viper. I mean, in the next 18 months, you can make a case of another striker, more development, rotationary option on top of obviously Gyokeres. I don't think we're doing that this summer, but it would make sense. We saw in the last 48 hours around Nwaneri committing his future and signing a 5-year deal or a 4-year deal with an option of another year. Romano said all documents have been signed between Nwaneri's camp and Arsenal for a new deal. Progress made last week, agreement in place this week, deal sealed now. Nwaneri and Arsenal together until June 2030. And if him and Lewis Skelly and all these guys keep developing, they'll sign improved terms. Now, you would have seen Christian Mosquera. It was a leaked picture of him doing his interview at Arsenal, which we all know he's an Arsenal player. But nonetheless, the ITKs of this world have said there were some issues with Mosquera's medical, which cannot be discussed due to medical confidentiality. Everything should be fine, however. That's why there's been a delay in the announcement. They just have to overcome this complication. Well, I mean, there can't be any complications if you've been pictured in the thing, people. But yeah, Fabio Vieira is interested in reuniting with Carlos Cuesta at Parma. Arsenal want 20 million euros, but there's a possibility of finding a middle ground of an agreement. Some patience is needed, with Parma happy to take their time in the move. Have him, man. Have him. Go and help out Carlos Cuesta. Go over there, man. You can't help us, Fabio Vieira. Hand of Arsenal said there's a delay in the Christian Mosquera paperwork. The details won't be discussed, and these boundaries should be respected. There's still time for him to make the expected 5 to 6 p.m. Asia tour flight. If there is an announcement, you know the drill. Surely, in the next few hours, they announce that. Hopefully, Gyokeres. So, yeah, we've gone over Fabio Vieira. Should the Gyokeres deal fail, apparently it's been reported Arsenal could make a move for Nicholas Jackson or Ollie Watkins. You having that, people? Arsenal this week apparently have been approached by Fulham as they attempt to re-sign Reece Nelson. Alone is not going to suffice, as we all know. I don't think Sky Sports needed to report this, but nonetheless, Arsenal would consider suitable offers for Zinchenko, Fabio Vieira, and Albert Sambi Lokonga. I mean, there'd be something wrong at the club if that wasn't the case, surely, people. Man United are keen admirers on Benjamin Sesko. I mean, if something goes left with Gyokeres, surely we go over in that regards. And Arsenal and Spurs learn Bayern Munich's cut price valuation of forgotten ex-Premier League midfield destroyer. We were linked with Paulinho. Apparently, he can depart for 26 million euros. Do we really believe we're going to spend on another midfielder where we've been linked with Xavi Simons Eze, Gyokeres, this one, that one? So there's probably other pressing areas that are going to be big money additions. Fair enough if you do, but yeah, I can't say I believe in it, people. Guys, if we get Eze, Martinelli will still play on the left wing. Eze will be a bench player for Odegaard. Please understand this. 200 like target, people. Tell them again. I hear it, man. I will give up on Rodrigo if Arsenal sign both Eze and Simons, but it's not going to happen. Rodrigo probably would have considered Arsenal, but we spent our winger budget already on Madueke, so it's a wrap. DJ, I don't want to hear this Rodrigo deal because he's not ready to leave Real Madrid. But hey, nah, Rodrigo not coming to us. Has he had a meeting with a XA yet? Who is that? Forgive me, but the acronyms, who's that? Who's XA? I'm not sure. Eze over everyone else. Gyokeres will be Aston. Chill, man. We're gonna get him, man. Relax. I know it's mad me telling you lot to relax. Gyokeres will be here. I'll delete my YouTube channel if we don't sign Gyokeres. You really want to put your neck on the line where you ain't an agent or an ITK? Who died and made you? David Ornstein, did you? He's here. He's actually signed. I'm gonna keep saying it. DJ, I think this deal with Xavi Simons is suspicious because they only signed the guy last summer and his price tag is low. I just think he wants to cut out, man. I know I'm a Chelsea fan, so you might not like this, but I think Xavi would be great for you as he plays as a left wing and an AM and have the ability to break down low blocks, which Arsenal struggled with last year. He can definitely help us break down low blocks, but I think for our team to consistently and convincingly break down low blocks, I couldn't tell you what Arteta needs to do, but clearly there's something from a coaching element that needs to be done. Xavi Simons over Eze for me. Do they even want Gyokeres? I think they do, man. Just cool, man. Just cool, man. I swear Havertz must have seen all the striker links with Big Don's man is bulked up over the summer. It's great for him, but that ain't going to change your footballing ability. When Arteta throws the cups in the bin, then what? Because Noni is not good enough to win us a PL or champs. He's got an answer for that. He's got an answer for that. Arteta's got an answer for that. Kepa signing is fire. We need to recognize this more. Fire. It's calm. Like, I'm not going to lose sleep over a second choice keeper, Kepa. I would feel very uneasy if Raya got injured for obvious reasons. But if Kepa had an extended stay in the side, but fire, really? It's just calm. Like, it's just calm silent. Really? What squad number will Glock 9 wear? I think he's going to pick a dodgy number. I don't think he's going to get the 9. I don't think he's going to get 14. I think he might do like a weird number. Like, you know how Lewis Skelly probably the 49 is going to become iconic in his career. Rice hasn't changed from the 41. I think he might do that. And then maybe next year there might be a change. Same way Raya's got the number 1 now. Madueke is a decent winger. I don't have any problem if he's back up to Saka. I have problems if he starts on the left for us. I have problems if he starts on the left for us. We don't sign another winger or attacking options and he doesn't do what needs to be done, because I'll always praise fairly and critique the players, but you didn't buy yourself. You're trying to reinvent the wheel, Arteta. I think Noni competition will be good for him, and specifically for Martinelli. I think Odegaard needs Glock 9 to be unlocked, but it's a great time now to be worried about what Berta does than what Arteta is going to do with them. In Berta, we trust, man. He just landed, man. He just landed. Lookman factually has a £47 million buyout clause. Why buy a Chelsea reject for more than that? Rightly or wrongly, they wanted Madueke. They didn't want Lookman in it. Is Noni even better than Reece Nelson? Because I don't see it. I hear that. Let's stop taking the piss now. Like, let's stop taking the piss. He's better than Reece Nelson. You might not. Obviously, if Nelson plays amazing next season, wherever he is, I might retract that statement and all of that kind of stuff. And I'm not saying that Nelson isn't more silky in that, but Madueke's done more in the game. Not respectfully to Reece Nelson, what have you done? You've done more. I would trade places with you, a professional footballer, but what have you done? Madueke's made his name at PSV. He's been capped by the country. He has helped Chelsea win a trophy. He has won trophies. What has Nelson done? Realistically, what has Nelson done? 90 points to be in the conversation. So, yeah, Madueke is a stronger option than Nelson. Let's not buy it. Let's be fair. Let's not buy it. Let's not take the piss here. You know what I mean? Noni is better than Nelson. Yeah, come on, man. Come on. I wish that wasn't the case, because I'm like you lot. I wish Nelson, you know, when he was talked about coming through the academy, we obviously hope he would have been that kind of guy, innit? But we can't live in an ideal world. If I wish we lived in an ideal world where Nelson was this, well, he is a great talent, but it correlated from the academy into the first team, and we've got all these Haaland boys and Nelson. I wish Jesus could stay fit and score goals. I wish Tierney was able to invert. I wish Tomiyasu didn't get injured. I wish Mikel Arteta wouldn't reinvent the wheel. But here we are. I wish Martinelli had great decision making. Here we are, though. 14 is reserved. I mean, it's free. The 10 shirt's free as well. Gyökeres should take 14 unless Jesus gives up the 9, which I doubt. To be brutally honest, though, if he really was an Arsenal fan and all of that, you might as well take the 14. And I think, you know what? Gyökeres might, because he seems like a mentality monster. He wants all the smoke kind of thing. At the end of the day, obviously it's an iconic number, the 14 for obvious reasons. Just like, well, I know numbers don't really mean anything now, but like the 9 shirt, the 10 shirt, all these kind of things historically, it's just a number at the end of the day. And if you're Gyökeres slyly, if Eddie and get your guy, I must can wear that. You lot are converting me to that. I'm taking Xavi. He's too versatile and has unreal quality. I just think, I don't buy it though. I think there's an admiration. I think it will be floated, but Leipzig, is there going to be bad blood? Because I know no negotiations are the same, but you took the piss over the Sesko thing where you gave him a gentleman's agreement. So you're going to take the piss even more because the Xavi Simons thing, I know he wants to leave and whatnot, but you spent a lot of money on him. There's probably a PSG sell-on clause. There's probably all little random nuances in that deal. I just can't. It's probably complicated. I don't know, man. And they're going to want to sell on clause. PSG probably have a sell on clause. Where was Donny before PSG? Because I know he's floated about. He's been in a couple of places. There might even be another sell on clause. Even that with Eze. If QPR did their due diligence, they're probably going to get a little bit of a windfall from Eze if he leaves this summer because they obviously sold him to Palace. I was going to make another point on that. Coventry, they're probably going to get some money off Sporting based on stuff as well. We know how football works. Xavi Simons over Eze. Some fans are desperate for our downfalls. Hey, I wouldn't say that. Is Gyökeres deal done? Not at the moment. Walcott wore the 14. Just take it. Do you know what? I always forget that, In my head, Theo Walcott is always number 32. Theo Walcott was annoying, bro. 1 minute he wanted to be a striker, then he wanted to be a winger. Got time from though. Love the guy. I don't think we're getting Xavi Simons. Couldn't agree with RB Leipzig for Sesko, who are notorious and stubborn with fees for their players. We should retire the number 14. We don't sign players of that caliber nowadays. Glock 9 is Ramos 2.0. Brother, no, he's not. No, he's not. No, he's not. He's done it in the championship. He's done it in the champs. Done it in the. He's gonna do it in the Prem. He actually uses his brain. We didn't buy our strikers from Italy. Stinky, Xerxes, Ramos, hater. Don't worry though, he might be because first game of the season, you know what's happening. Make sure Madueke don't bag. Anyone rate Antonio Nusa at Arsenal? Another one we was linked with. Glock 9 only works if he's the 9. Gyökeres gonna want to forge his own legacy. Bro, just play for the badge on the front. It don't matter what number you're wearing. Just do what needs to be done. Big up Mr. Red Shots, man. Lookman is 27. Noni is 23. There's obviously that factor. Arsenal haven't actively tried and failed to get Rodrigo, so I'm not giving the club a pass. We did the same for Isaac, gave the club a pass without even trying to get him and failing. Liverpool tried. But then, to be fair, people will say the trying thing don't go far. Are Arsenal players really wanting someone that's not proven in the Premier League over Eze? Someone who just shows that we still have project fans in here? Huh? Xavi Alonso. You lot got to stop the acronyms, man. Why can't you lot just say Xabi Alonso? Rodrigo's never joining Arsenal. They're all good players. Rodrigo, Eze, Simmons, don't matter. Just get us at least one. Big up DG. There you have it. There you have it. Can't see Real Madrid letting Rodrigo leave with the Jude injury. They need options. I don't think Rodrigo wants to leave. Obviously, things can change, but they'd have to make it abundantly clear. Fuck off, Rodrigo. Or he would have to, whether it's speaking it to his advisors or whatever, I want to leave. Maybe weird things have happened. A part of me thinks he stays. A part of me thinks he's gone this summer. A part of me feels if the talking points around Rodrigo are like this next summer, then yeah, you probably are going to cut. Which is one player you will give the number 14 to confidently other than Mbappe and Vinicius Jr.? Lamine Yamal. Trying to think. Kvaratskhelia. Dembele. It's got to be a striker, though, isn't it? It's got to be a striker. Haaland if he played for us. Isaac if he played for us. If Mosquera taking the 5 shirt, who's getting the number 3? Are we in for another defender? Maybe. Man said I've been on shrooms. Why? Because a footballer's wearing a number. So we've seen Eddie and Nketiah wear the 14 shirt. We've seen Gallas wear the number 10. Fair play. Why can't we give Gyokeres number 14? If he wants to, I'll be real. I don't give a monkeys about the number, bro. Just put the ball in the back of the net. Don't care. No one don't care about Rice 41. No one don't really care about Miles Lewis Skelly 49. Obviously we do, but no one don't care about the numbers. They're not numbers like, obviously if we all had a football team now, you know, when you play Sunday League, everyone wants to wear the 9, the 7, the 10. Man, I'm not fighting over these numbers. Just do your job on the pitch. I don't care what boots you got, what shin pads you got, whatever. Like, just do the job, which the names I said do that. Only players who actually want to come to Arsenal. We want players that want to be at the club. If Rodrigo doesn't want to leave, let him stay and be a rotational player. Just get players, just address areas, man. I'm confident Saka will renew. Not sure about Saliba. Trust. I agree. Palmer Salah. Man said, Madueke, hold the 20, my guy. Even Madrid will want to cash in if they can. It's one where it looks like a ever-changing scenario. We really have to see, man. Is this a better window than the Sterling window? Really? Aaron, big up yourself. But the fact, I know you seem like a smart lad. The fact that you asked that, you know the answer. Raheem Sterling on deadline day versus now. Fair play. And Madueke is going to be a bigger success than Sterling. Not that we should compare Donny to him, but like, bro, you just have to actually score in the Prem, really. But yeah, man, it is what it is. Come on, chat, hit the like button, subscribe. It's free. Appreciate you for that one. When will Gyokeres be announced? I hope tomorrow there's significant movement, and I'd say Monday, Tuesday. From Sunday to Tuesday, and then I give up, man. Nah, don't do that, man. Hi, DG. Why do we keep buying failed players? How many chances has Simons had? Would you say Simons is a failed player? I wouldn't say he's a failed player. And to be fair, there's been a couple players that we looked at as that. Yeah, nah, come on, man. Don't time people out for that. Bunda sentiment. Give him the number 32 and say you need to score as many as on the back of your shirt, lad. He gives it a shot. I hear that. You know what? I hear that. Why not, man? In all fairness, if we don't learn Gyokeres, as he's still not here, it's a comparable window. Nah, man. Last window was dead, bro. Fair enough. The only thing at this moment in time, last year summer could say is, all right, cool. Sales last year on paper were better. I did rate the signing of Calafiori, but in hindsight, obviously, it's looking mad. Mikel Merino, I don't think that was the thing. It was a decent signing. I told these tactic holes and I told you lot all this. He's going to change our lives. He's going to take Party out the side. Settle, steady, tranquilo. But like, come on, man. We've got Zubimendi. It's already better. Like, I'm very happy about Zubimendi. We've got Gyokeres. Trust me, we've got Gyokeres. It's calm, man. And this feels like the window where whether the players bang or not, or we're crying and bitching about the caliber of the player, rightly or wrongly, we all know as Arsenal fans. And to be fair, we still ain't done everything. But there's been many years. We might know we need a left winger and a striker. We're buying one. Because of where we're at, we can't afford that. This is going to be the summer where we're addressing all areas. You know you need a goalkeeper. Go and get that. You get where I'm going. I don't need to wheel off the list. Shout out, Karma. Shout out, Karma. What about Mosquera? It's done, man. He's in an Arsenal shirt. It's leaked. This is one of our best windows ever. Whether they make it the best depends on Gyokeres and who comes after. Yeah, like, I need the game changers, lad. I need the game changers, man. How serious is Arsenal on getting Gyokeres? I think pretty serious. Either the Mosquera deal leaked or Arsenal posted an AI thing to put pressure on Valencia, probably. Are you doing a watch along for the Usyk fight? Now I'm going to be in the pub, man. TL saying Mosquera's medical has issues. Yeah, it does, and anything can happen, but obviously those little concerns or those minor issues, they can't be that much of a problem if you're here in Arsenal badges. So you've clearly signed. I's have been dotted, T's have been crossed, transactions have been done. You have to be an Arsenal player, surely. We got Party out. We had no Party out last window. Trust me, minus Gyokeres, the man was right. It's comparable. But I disagree strongly. But what is the best window we've had recently, in your opinion? For me, actually, just because I remember how I felt at the time, Zinchenko and Gabriel Jesus, but then I would say that the summer, well, to be fair, the summer Timber, Raya, Rice came in, actually. DG, loving the stream, lad. Been keeping me up late every night this week. Big love from Australia. Big up the Aussies, man. Again, Extra big up to the Australian ones. I don't know who is pushing my content out there, but the Aussies are always here. So big up yourselves. Good day, mate. And all that. Is that all real about his medical issues? What are they? DG, do some digging, my guy. It says it's confidential, and I don't know, man. We just have to wait on the Athletic. I don't know. I really don't know. But it can't have been an issue. If this is real and it's gospel, which I think has been leaked on purpose, the issues might be prevalent, but they couldn't have been big enough to make you move away from the deal. The man's in the kit, so he's obviously signed for us. Like, I know we're jetting off to Singapore, but surely there's some announcement. I'm not saying it's going to be a great announcement fit, but surely there's going to be something today. DG, when we signed Bergkamp, he changed the club. Facts. When Rodrigo goes Liverpool and becomes the best left winger in the world, I'll finally understand the banter Arsenal gets. I also say it's comparable because I highly rate Calafiori. He'll become world class this season or next. I believe it, DG. DG, in light of the Chelsea fans' comments, how many goals makes Gyokeres a success? 20 plus. Not to be fair, even if you get 15, but for me, 20 plus. I'm curious about the medical issues, but that could be anything. I've seen players about to move to clubs and fail medicals because, you know, unfortunately it's come out they've got heart issues. I'm sure there was a player, man. There was a left back AC Milan tried to sign and they did a medical and there was something wrong with his teeth. It could be anything. It could be anything. We'll get Gyokeres and nobody after that. Will you say we are favourites to win the league or Liverpool's ahead? I don't think we're favourites. Chelsea fan again, no banter, just my opinion. I'm worried Glock 9 won't pop off as this league is more intense and physical than the Portuguese league. And with Arsenal's injury record, I reckon he might get injured. Yeah, but what's his personal injury record? And I mean, naturally, that is a concern, but I think he's got all the tools to bang for us. Pardon me, just do the job. If we get Gyokeres and Eze, this might be the best transfer window we had since the Invincibles, probably. But just has to work, man. Just has to work, man. I think Rodrigo wants to leave, but doesn't want to force the move so the Madrid fans don't turn him. Then you don't want to leave enough because it's going to have to get ugly. Clearly, obviously, other clubs might have stuff to do, but I'd imagine any club that's interested in Rodrigo, there must be some indirect communication either with Rodrigo directly, with Real Madrid, or with his advisors. There ain't been enough encouragement to start placing bids. Now, maybe these clubs are trying to do other business and then they'll put all their attention to Rodrigo. But and obviously, there's been the Club World Cup, but boy. Big up Connor. Yes, DG. My apologies for rolling up on the trail end of the stream. Where is Glock 9 Berta patting it? I hear you, Connor, man. Don't apologize. You get it when you get here, lad. You get it when you get here. Sterling was at the end of his career. Madueke is still at the beginning. Boy. 70k. Bro, how many are you away from 70k? Probably like 1.2k or something like that. Next question. Did Son miss that 1v1 on purpose? No. No, like you're a professional footballer, why would you? But yeah, if you're in a position where you're trying to win a league and you're relying on your rivals to win or lose against a team, like in life, you have to control the controllables. When things are out of your control, you're at their mercy. You've done something wrong. 4 lakhs to 200. Medical outcome issues just need to get fed into insurance to ensure covered. I'm also worried Chelsea won't be able to keep up with Arsenal as usual. You lot are doing the emotional thing. Sporting are moving the goalposts. Well, DG favorite gunner 2024-25 moment. Real Madrid. City at home. When Saka scored that goal against Liverpool at the Emirates. Probably it. Really? Ain't nothing else. There ain't nothing else, really. We ain't with nothing in it. That's about it. Anything Miles Lewis Skelly's done? Big up DG. Got to pick Eze and Gyokeres should get number 14. So yeah. Rice, yeah. Anything Real Madrid. Anything them 2 games against Real Madrid. Anything essentially. Like anything of that ilk. Unfortunately, folks, there's no point boring you lot, man. Like I will be very local. If there's any information that comes out, we'll get on the stream and all that again. But what's the point of letting me ruin you lot's weekends, people? Content's always going to come out. Make sure the notification bells are on. As usual, appreciative to you lot. Yeah, man, the weather's getting better. I'm going to go and do some life admin now. And then, yeah, I'll see you lot when I see you lot. As usual, big up the DG Nation. Without you lot, it's not worth it, innit? So, yeah, you lot stay safe, stay blessed, and watch this goal. Smash the like button on your way out. Against this right back, Charlie, definitely.